Hey guys, my name is Pierse and this is my first video on this channel. As you as you can see, the channel's name is Insight, and this channel is basically about me giving my insight on like new technology that comes out, I guess you could say. You might be like, who the hell are you? Well, I mean, I'm just some guy, who's enthusiastic about technology. But in a nutshell, I'm hoping to not just make this like your ordinary like tech channel. One thing that I plan to do primarily on this channel, or the primary focus of this channel, will be to focus on technology. So the primary focus of this channel will be to focus on upcoming products like in technology that don't get the, I guess you could say, coverage that they deserve. Just like cool upcoming tech products that don't get the coverage that they deserve, and like something that you might be interested in, but like the mainstream tech channels out there just aren't covering it. And that's basically going to be like the primary purpose, I guess you could say, of this channel. It's to provide you with information about products that aren't being like widely covered. And I plan and whenever I do look at a product, I will try and analyze it as deep as I can with the information that I have on hand, basically, and try to give you the most information as I can. All the products that I cover on this channel will be with an unbiased viewpoint. I will try my best to be unbiased as possible. Obviously, naturally, as a human being, it's impossible to be completely unbiased, but like I will try my best to be completely unbiased. And I will also try and give you the pros and cons. I will not allow any company or I guess you could say provider of said product to influence my review in any way, shape or form. I'm going to give you 100% my honest opinion on the product based on the information that I have and all my experiences, I guess you could say, using said product. And yeah, it's up to you guys at the end of the day if you want to make the buying decision or not. I'm just here to give you all the information I can on it. And also, hopefully, you can have a good time watching the video, while you're watching it, and maybe learn something at the same time. So that's basically going to be the, main purpose of this channel. And occasionally, I also plan on doing like some, I guess you could say, conversations about technology, like on this channel, like about upcoming tech and stuff like that. But, kind of like a podcast sort of format, but not really a podcast, because usually with a podcast you have like two people talking about a subject, but in this case it would just be like me giving my opinion on something. And occasionally I will have guests come on into the show, and I'll converse with them about whatever the product may be. So yeah, anyway, so today I decided to cover a product that looks, I don't know, I've been interested in it because it looks very, very cool. And it's just something that it's something that I personally am considering myself, but not completely, just sort of like I'm considering it, and that product is by a company called Minisform, and this product is basically a PC. It's a computer, essentially, and this is basically what the product looks like. And it's called the DeskMini NUCXi, and the actual model number of it is the NUCXi5 or the NUCXi7. So this product right here, the reason why it piqued my interest is because look at it, like it's so small and thin. And I was looking at this thinking, oh, it's just another NUCX, that Intel is like putting out. In case you guys don't know what NUCs are, Intel occasionally puts out these like mini, like small form factor computers that are like purpose built for like certain tasks that some industry professionals out there might be interested in, but also like, you know, your average consumer can just buy it as well. It's, you know, but they're usually pretty expensive, but also well built. So it's like, if they're worth it or not, it's kind of up for debate. It's, I guess it's up to you who you are and what you're doing with it, but yeah. Anyway, so this product right here by Minisform, Intel, I think Intel teamed up with Minisform. Minisform is a very small like company out there. I say very small, I don't actually know how big they are. I just know that I haven't heard of them very much, except for like maybe in the past year or two. I've only seen them put out like a few mini computers. They usually build like very small, you know, computers like the size of an Xbox controller, and then they you know, they fill it with like laptop parts and they put it out, and for a pretty good price. So, you know, and so far a lot of the products that I have seen by them have been pretty good. So this is why it got me pretty excited when Intel when they put out this you know, NUCXi PC right here. It's basically a computer, as you can see. Pardon me guys, I'm a little bit sick and I got a bit of a run, you know, so apologies about that. But it's basically a mini PC, as you can see, and it's very, very thin. it's impressive like how thin this thing is. Like, I don't know, it's like, I guess it's not a laptop, right? It's a desktop like PC. So honestly, like being small, you know, does matter to an extent. Like if you live in a small apartment, you don't have much space, you know, you want to get the most space efficient like computer you can get. And this thing is like really small and really thin. Like it's, look at it. It's, so the height of it, if you like a good comparison would be if you guys have a PlayStation 5, it's about the same height as a PS5, but it's like way thinner than a PS5. It's like about half the thickness, or maybe even a little less than half the thickness of a PS5. And this thing just like it just looks so cool, you know. it just looks seriously cool. Like, look at it. So anyway, so this PC right here, the reason why they were able to get it so thin is because they are using laptop PC parts inside. So they are using a laptop CPU. They're using, you know, from I believe they're using Intel Tiger Lake CPUs, and they're using laptop GPU as well. But that being said, I've seen like some performance graphs on this product. I can't really give them to you now because, you know, I don't actually have the product on hand. You know, it like, you know, Minisform, if you want to send this out to me, you know, I'll be happy to review this. But essentially, it is using laptop parts, and as you can see, it's got two fans here, you know, with heatsink, and it's got like from what I can tell, about 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's got like 3 copper heat pipes expanding the whole length of the unit. From the looks of it, like one part for the GPU and one part for the CPU, and they are separated except for this big thick you know, copper pipe like in the middle. This one seems to be connected between the two, although if we look closer here, it does look like, I think there might be a separation here, I'm not sure, but it does have the heat pipe connected between the main heat pipe connected between the two, but it's got 2 smaller heat pipes on each side for you know, the cooling. And from the looks of it, there's a plate here with like, you know, these pegs standing up. In case you're wondering what they are, this is basically just a copper plate. At least I'm assuming it's a copper plate, and these pegs, what they allow them to do is to increase the surface, like the total surface area of this copper, like, you know, this copper block that they have on top of the what I imagine to be like the CPU, right? And that basically just allows it to, you know, passively, you know, like just like it allows it to be able to cool the CPU like better, like have a bit more headroom to cool the CPU and be able to, you know, passively cool it a little bit more, you know. But yeah, this looks like a pretty good design, although this is like a pretty typical design in terms of like what you would find inside of a laptop. This is typically what you would see. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So yeah, let's talk about the specs. So there's two models. There's the NUCXi7 and the NUCXi7, as you can see here. And for the CPU, the i5, so the i5 model has an i5 11400H. I'm pretty sure that's a Tiger Lake CPU, and the i7 has an 11800H, and the i5 model has a 3060 and the i7 model has a 3070 inside of it, which is pretty damn nice. So I mean, I'm more interested in the 3070 model just because, like, you know, it just looks, I don't know, it's just a more powerful unit. Something about like having a powerful PC that's like really small and space efficient is just really appealing to me. But yeah, so the i7 model, if you, in terms of the specs, you can, I guess you can, it lets you choose. So you can get a bare bones unit. What that means is that you will get the PC, but it won't have any RAM sticks, and it won't have any storage inside of it. And as a result, the cost of the bare bones unit costs a little bit less money. It's about $1,029 if we convert that to British pounds, which is the reason why I'm doing it in British pounds, is because that's where I'm located in the UK. It's about £891, 68 pence. So that's pretty, you know, pretty good, like for what you get in an i7-11 800H and a 3070. It's not bad at all. It's not anything crazy. It's not like a sick deal or anything like that, but it is a pretty decent deal. But if you don't want the bare bones kit, you can get one with 16 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, and that bumps up the price a little bit to $1,139. You can get 16 gigs of RAM with 512 gigs of storage, 32 gigs of RAM with 512 gigs of storage, or 32 gigs of RAM with 1 terabyte of storage. Now, the nice thing about this system is that if you do decide to get one with, you know, like RAM and storage already pre-installed inside of the device, they will ship it out to you with I believe Windows 11 on it. And I don't know if you noticed, but this PC only takes 2.5-inch M.2 drives, and you know, it doesn't take any you know, sorry, not 2.5, what am I saying? It only takes 2280 you know, M.2 drives. But the thing is, one thing that I'm noticing, right, is that there is quite a bit of empty space around here, and I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity. They could have, I don't know, they could have allowed you to fit like, considering how big this is, right, the size of this unit, because minis will make much smaller PCs than this, right? And in those PCs, like some of them, I'm sure, like they have a M.2 socket inside with, you know, you can either get a bare bones or with the drive inside of it, but they also have a 2.5-inch regular SSD mount on it as well that you can connect your own SSD into. But from the looks of it, inside of this unit, they don't have that. That's a bit of a missed opportunity, because honestly, like, this device, as skinny and, you know, as small as it is, there's quite a bit of wasted, there's quite a bit of wasted space here. Like, I feel like they could have added in, you know, like an extra, like at least one, you know, 2.5-inch SSD mount, like somewhere here to add to the PC, but that doesn't seem to be here. But anyway, so as I was saying, the nice thing is that they do ship out, if you do decide to get one with you know, RAM 6 already on it and SSDs already on it, they do ship out to you, I believe, with Windows 11 already on the device. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And the other nice thing is that when they do give, like, it doesn't matter which storage configuration you pick, like even if you pick, like, let's say the 1 terabyte one, the M.2 drive that they will actually give you inside of this unit will be one drive, right? And it will be 1 terabyte. So, and as you can see, this takes 2 M.2 drives, right? It supports up to 2. So what that means is that you will always have a spare one empty there for you to use whenever you want, which is really nice. I like that a lot, because what that basically means is that you have an opportunity to increase the total storage of this device in the future if you wanted to, which is pretty freaking sick. And you don't have to take out the drive that's got your operating system on it. You can leave that in there and you can just add an extra drive, which is super nice. Of course, you can always use external SSDs or hard drives, but like it's nice if you can just add one inside of the unit rather than have like an external drive populating a USB slot, either on the front or the back of the unit. So that's pretty damn good. Now the thing about the RAM sticks and the M.2 drives that come inside of this unit is that I don't actually know what brand they are. I don't think they even tell you what brand they are from the looks. Like if I go through the specifications, I hope they do tell you, but I don't think they do. Let's see. Yeah, they just they just tell you the form factor, the total size that it supports, and the PCI Express slot and stuff like that, like Gen 4. Like, okay, yeah, they don't, from the looks of it, they don't really tell you like what brand, RAM and what brand SSDs they're using. So, and from all the reviews of the actual product that I've seen online, I've seen people take it apart, like ETA Prime, and Taki, I believe he took it apart as well. But the thing is, I haven't actually seen them get a close-up on the RAM sticks and the drive that's inside here, because so I don't really know what brand they're using. But I imagine they're using a pretty decent brand like Kingston or Crucial or something like that. I don't really know. So yeah, but so I guess you're kind of taking like a mini risk, buying one with the pre-configured storage already inside of it. That's I guess you could say that's the benefit of buying the bare bones one, is that you can choose like the RAM sticks and the drives that you put inside. Like you decide from which company you want to buy them from and which ones you put inside. So you can basically put a really good one inside of here. You're not really at the mercy of like whatever the company chooses for you. So that's pretty nice. In terms of the IO, I believe I have it right here. So they got Thunderbolt 4. That's like really nice to see. Thunderbolt 4 is like just super useful. HDMI, a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, a 19.5 volt DC port, and 2 USB 3.2 Type A ports. I don't know if those are Type A Gen 2s or if they're just Type A. USB is like super man, the naming standard for USB ports has always been annoying. Nobody likes it. I don't know why they make it so freaking confusing, because there's USB 3.2 and then there's USB 3.2 Gen 2, which is like Gen 2. There's Gen 2 and I believe there's something like Gen 2 by 2 or something like that. So I don't know if it supports, like, from what I understand, USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2 supports like 20 gigabits per second throughput of like data, or it's either that or it's two times 10 gigabit per second ports. So I don't really know what these USB ports support, but they are 3.2 Type A ports. This is super nice to see. It supports a an SD card slot, 3.5 millimeter combo jack, and another USB 3.2 Type A port. But yeah, so that's pretty much the IO. From the looks of it, the way the fans are firing, right? The heatsink is here, the fans are here, so they're like firing outwards behind the unit, which is a little bit straight. Okay, no, that's normal, because like I was thinking they were firing. Hold on. Yeah, no, okay, sorry. Yeah, so the fans are pulling in air from the back and they're pushing out air from the side. So yeah, from basically behind the unit, which is totally fine. And if you're wondering what the back looks like, it's just a nice, you know, mesh cover right here. These two metal looking plates are, you know, they're not, it's not just painted plastic, they are made out of metal, and that's super nice to see, especially at this price. Like, you know, damn, it's just like, this is a cool looking system, especially for like how powerful you can make it. Like, I think the most powerful configuration of this PC is about $1,279, so that's about, it's about £1,108.32, which is not bad, honestly, for what it is. But you could always get the bare bones kit and save some money, because, you know, you can basically find some deals online. So like, I looked online, and for about 32 gigabytes of RAM, you know, two 16GB sticks by Crucial at 3200 megahertz. In case you're wondering why at 3200 megahertz, well, basically the reason is because the i7 11800H supports a maximum RAM speeds up to 3200 mega transfers per second. So that's why we're limited to 3200 megahertz RAM. You know, and also I don't think I've seen SODIMM memory go above 3200 megahertz. I could be wrong, you know. If I am, you know, just tell me in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure this is the, you know, limit, you know, of like what this CPU supports. It would have, this is like an 11th gen CPU. That's I think the only downside about this unit is that, of this PC, is that it's got an 11th gen Intel CPU unit, and it would have been nice to see like a 12th gen CPU inside of this, you know, something like the i7, you know, 1250HX. That would have been cool. But I think I know why, because here's the thing, this PC, you know, it's quite new. It came out recently, and I was wondering why didn't they put this processor, the i7 12850H, inside of here, instead of putting the 11800H from like Q2 2021, you know. And I think I might know why. It's because if you look at the total configurable TDP, so the total power draw of that CPU is about 35 watts. And if you look at the new 12th gen i7, look at the power configuration of it, it says minimum assured power is 45 watts, which is only 10 watts more. But the thing is, it says max turbo power, so to get up to about 4.8 gigahertz, it requires 157 watts, and base power requires 55 watts. So basically what that means is that if you want to keep these clock speeds as advertised, this is the power requirement that you're going to need for this i7 12, you know, 850HX. And it's just, you know, it would I don't know, it's like, because if you look at this, if you look at the PC itself, there's no power supply built into the PC, obviously, because it's too thin, it's too small. It's using an external power supply, you know, through this DC 19.5 volt jack. Now, I don't know if they can get a external power brick big enough to actually support that CPU. They probably can, but like, I'm pretty sure that would also jack up the price of this device. And, you know, the like 11th gen, you know, 12th gen may be like a lot better, but 11th gen honestly isn't too bad at all. It's still pretty good. So, you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Like, it's not too big of a deal. So yeah, anyways, I found these, if you were gonna buy the bare bones version of this PC, I found like Crucial selling, you know, 2 by 16 gigabyte sticks of SODIMM memory at 3200 megahertz DDR4 for £104 on Amazon right now. That's going for, and yeah, these are just, you know, pretty solid sticks. You know, Crucial, they make good, they've like, as far as I know, like I've used Crucial, you know, RAM sticks and SSDs for a long time now, and they've always been quite reliable and solid so far based on my experience. So I can recommend these. And it would add like £104 to the price. I believe the base model of this, the bare bones model, is going for about, let's see if we do the conversion. It's going for about 891, so that would increase the price to 991 quid. Sorry, 995 quid. And Sabrent is selling a 512 gigabyte, SSD for $68.99 right now. And Sabrent makes pretty good SSDs as well. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I would be careful of this section here. If you're ever shopping on Amazon, always check this section right here where it says dispatches from Amazon and sold by store for memory. So I probably wouldn't buy this one in particular. Like maybe I'd probably shop around a little bit more, try and get a better deal. But if you're ever buying, it's just a quick tip, but if you're ever buying a product on Amazon, make sure it says dispatches from Amazon and also sold by Amazon. Now, just because it says sold by like a third-party company here, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get ripped off or marked off or anything like that. All it means is that, like, if you ever need to send back the product, right, you might need to like contact the company directly rather than Amazon. But when it dispatches from Amazon and it's also sold by Amazon, if you have any problems or anything like that, you can send back the product immediately, and you'll get a refund from Amazon. So yeah, but the nice thing about this though is that it does have a 20% off coupon right here that you can apply. Oops, I need to block that. But yeah, it does have a 20% off coupon here that you can apply, and that will reduce the price of this SSD, which is pretty good. From the looks of it, the maximum read and write speeds of this drive is 3400 megabytes per second read and 2000 megabytes per second write, and it's it's a TLC drive, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's honestly up to you what kind of drive you want to put inside of this system if you do get the bare bones kit. But you will have to remember that if you do put your own drive in, then you get the bare bones kit, you will also have to install your own you will have to install the operating system by yourself as well. But you can easily install like any operating system you want. You can install Linux, you can install Windows. It's all good. It will all work. You just need to make sure you come back to their product page and get the necessary drivers for the device, basically. Because if you do get the bare bones kit, you're gonna need the drivers for like the CPU and the network drivers and stuff like that, like the network card drivers and the Bluetooth drivers and stuff like that. So you will need to come back here and make sure you install that. So if you're interested in this PC and you've never built a computer before and you don't want to go through that hassle, you can buy like a pre-configured one. It's totally fine. I'm sure that they'll put in pretty decent RAM sticks and they will put in pretty decent SSDs inside of there as well. But if you like to tinker around a little bit, you like to you want to get a little bit more of a better deal, and you want to put your own operating system in there, you don't want to use Windows, you want to use Linux or something like that, the bare bones kit is actually a pretty good deal right now. I do recommend it. Now you might be thinking, since this is using laptop parts, what's the difference between buying this and just buying a laptop with the same freaking components? And honestly, that's a freaking good question. So I looked it up, and I see that on scan right now, the cheapest laptop that you can get with these exact components is this one right here. I believe it's by MSI. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's got the same CPU and it's got the same GPU as well. It's got the same graphics card, and I believe they're also giving you the same storage. I could be wrong. Yeah, 16 gigs, 3200 megahertz. All right. What's the total? What's this total? Oh, 512 gigabyte SSD. Okay, so you know, if we go here and pick the configuration that you can get, you know, it's about like yeah, it's a little bit cheaper to buy a laptop with the exact same components, you know, as, well, I say exact same, it's not going to be exactly the same obviously, but with the same specifications you can get a laptop, you know, for a little bit cheaper. And the benefit of the laptop is that you do get a screen with it, you know, which is pretty nice. So I would like it if Minis Form, you know, could, you know, reduce the price of this a little bit, but honestly this is still a good deal, even though like with the laptop, like you can get it for a little bit cheaper. Because here's the thing with the laptop, right? Now I haven't really looked into this laptop too much, so I don't really know what the components are that it's using, but, or like the, you know, the, like how good the cooling system on this laptop is. Because from this side profile, although I'll be honest, they took this picture from this, of a, like this angle of the side profile to make it look thin, but it's probably not as thin as it looks. But from the side profile, it does look, you know, it does look pretty thin, and I'm not sure as to like how good the cooling performance would be for these parts within this laptop. Whereas if you look at, you know, this system right here, you can, you know, you can see that it's got a pretty decent cooling system. Now, like, yes, it's using, you know, it's using a laptop cooler inside of here, and it's probably similar to what this laptop has already inside of it, but I don't know like how they compare. I don't know like which one's better, because honestly, like, even though laptop parts don't pull too much power, like they don't pull as much power as desktops, like CPUs and GPUs do, they pull enough power to actually still stress out the coolers that are inside of them. And you know, you don't want your CPU thermal throttling or your GPU thermal throttling. So I don't really know how good, you know, the cooler on here is. I watched a video product review from ETA Prime and Taki Udon about this product, and I seen them put it through its pace, you know, like, you know, play some games on it, use it for a little bit of emulation here and there. And honestly, like, in terms of cooling performance, it wasn't too bad. It actually held up quite well. Like, I don't really have any complaints with it, and that's because the whole side of the whole back of this thing is like perforated, which is really nice to see. But the difference is that with this, you know, you can easily pop off the side panel and you can upgrade the, you know, like the components inside. Like, you can upgrade the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card right here to a different one. I don't know which one they're using. I think they're using an Intel one, but I could be wrong. And you can upgrade your memory and your M.2 drives easily. With this laptop right here, I don't know if you have that option. Like, I don't know if you have the option of just like being able to easily upgrade the components that are inside, or if they're like, you know, if it's like, you know, sorted in. And, you know, even if you can, I'm not sure. I don't know if it like breaks your warranty, which is something that would suck. So yeah, honestly, I'm honestly not sure. And now that I think about it, this laptop's using a battery, right? So whereas this product is plugged into the wall. So I wouldn't be surprised if the CPU and GPU inside of this PC right here have a slightly higher power budget out of the gate versus this laptop, because this laptop, you know, laptops have batteries inside and they have to conserve, they have to manage the power for the battery and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I suppose, like, you know, if you need to take your, you know, computer around with you, like out and about, and you need it to be portable, then there's no question about it. Get the laptop. You know, you get a screen, you get a keyboard, you get a trackpad with it, everything you need, you get with it. But like, if you're looking for like a good system that you can just use as a home entertainment like PC, you know, like a media PC for your living room, or honestly even just like your main PC, because it's got the horsepower to be a main PC. You know, this looks like a really good option right now, and considering that, you know, graphics cards are really hard to come by, and you know, everything's freaking overpriced right now, this is not looking like a bad deal at all. Honestly, this is looking like a pretty damn decent deal, and it's just a really cool product. You know, not to mention it's got Thunderbolt, you know, on the back right here. Like this is a cool ass product. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really cool product. So yeah, that was it for my first video. You know, it's available in, oh, this is the adapter, so whichever adapter you want it, like US, EU, Australia, UK, or Japan, you can choose. But yeah, anyways, I do recommend you go check out this product. I will link it in the description below. I'll link to Minisform website in the description below. And yeah, this has been my first, you know, I guess you could say, video on this channel called Insight. You could call this a first impressions video of a product. I don't know if I will ever actually get this product in my hands to review for myself, but you know, I would love to get one somehow if I can, but you know, I don't think that will happen. But yeah, this is just I guess you could say this is just the first look. I'll end up making a bunch more of these videos on just like checking out tech products that basically fly under the radar of like the mainstream tech channels, you know, in terms of like what they're covering. And I understand why, like they can't, you know, they want to cover the mainstream stuff that the majority of the people will be interested in. They don't really have time to, you know, especially because they're making money from each video. They don't really have the time to spend to cover a product that might not get that many views, you know. But over here, you know, I don't care about any of that stuff. You know, I want to cover the products that basically just don't get enough attention from the mainstream channels, and you know, just talk about like technology that I'm interested in, honestly. So yeah, this, you know, it was fun checking out this product. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed my first video on Insight, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.